One of the coolest things about the gym is getting to train with high-level athletes. And today, I got a chance to collaborate with jump rope champion and world record triple underholder Tori Boggs and her mom. I shared this upper body functional bodybuilding workout, and then Tori taught me some jump rope tips and tricks. Here's a look at today's workout. We got started with a warm-up that had crawling, cardio, scap push-ups and pull-ups. Then a hot start with tricep pushdowns, push-ups, and sprints on the ski. Next, we moved into our strength superset of the day. This included incline dumbbell bench press, cable face pulls, and dumbbell pullovers. Last but not least, to cap off this workout, we did an EMOM for functional pump conditioning, which had us doing farmer's carries, rowing, and ring planks. Okay, let's get into today's training breakdown to see how Tori approached it and how everyone adapted this to build a strong upper body, focusing on great range of motion too. Welcome back for another training breakdown, and today we have some special guests. As we always do, it seems like. We're very fortunate to have people come and visit us, but today, Tori Boggs and her mother joined us. And if you don't know who Tori is, then you absolutely need to go give her a follow on social media. Check out all her works. Just a little bit of the pedigree here. Tori is a 31-time grand world champion in jump roping. She's also the Guinness World Record holder in a number of different jump roping feats, one of which is the triple under world record holder. Triple unders is when you jump and you pass the jump rope under your feet 3 times in one jump. Now, that alone, just to do one of those, is a huge feat. Her world record is 496 in a row, which takes like 6 minutes to do. So she's phenomenal. And you might be asking yourself, or maybe you're not, but funny story that she shared with us. She broke her own world record. She had a world record in the 430s, for example. And her goal was, okay, I'm going to go out and get 500 triple unders. So she had somebody counting for her. There's like some automatic counter. This thing tells her when she's like, I'm going to get to 500 and that's when I'm going to stop. So she did 503 according to the counter. But as it goes with world records, Guinness World Records, they have to review these things, and upon review, I think she only did 496 or 497. So she was 3 or 4 reps shy of the 500 number mark, but she still has the world record, and I'm sure, without a doubt, she'll be back to break that soon. But some of the acrobatic work that she does with the jump rope is so fun to watch. I spent some time with her after the session, learning some basic skills and tricks. I was not anywhere near as good as she is, but we also did a synchronized triple under next to each other, and I practiced my triple unders for the first time in about 3 or 4 years, and lo and behold, I got like 20 or something like that. I was ecstatic. So anyway, big ups to Tori for showing up and inspiring me to do a little bit more jump roping, and inspiring all of us with just her great sense of humor, her just energetic and fun-loving personality. It was awesome to have her, and it was fun to have her mother here, who, what she shared with me is she's recovering from a shoulder injury, maybe even a shoulder surgery. She hadn't done a lot of weight training recently. She's been intimidated to start it back up. We did a functional bodybuilding session today that had upper body pushing involved. She made it through the whole session. She said her shoulder felt great. She was super confident. So functional bodybuilding, another shout out, can be scaled and adapted to anybody. She did fantastic today. So let's jump into what the session looked like, starting with our warm-up. The warm-up involved crawls, a cardio of choice, scapular push-ups, and scapular pull-ups. Crawling, all kinds of locomotion like that, where you're on all fours. I love it for prepping the shoulders and just getting the body comfortable with supporting its own weight. Scapular push-ups and pull-ups are a great way to prep the rotator cuff and shoulder stabilizers and small muscles that kind of set the shoulder blade into the right position. So elevating the shoulder blades, retracting the shoulder blades, and depressing the shoulder blades, those get a lot of focus when you're doing scap push-ups and scap pull-ups. A couple other faces that you're seeing in this training session are Shauna and Megan, my wife, and Josh. Josh is kind of inside some of these videos here. Josh is the owner of RPM training company, the jump rope company that I've used for years. Also, one of the founders of the training platform Atom, which we use to deliver our Persist training program. So if you want to get into our Persist training program and do workouts like this, you're going to be working on our training platform called Atom, which Josh is the founder of and is helping us to develop even more every single day to bring you guys better utility in your software. After a couple rounds of those warm-up movements, we got into something that I call a hot start. A hot start is basically do conditioning first. Do something that's going to ramp up the nervous system, ramp up the breathing, ramp up the body temperature, kind of jump right in with like both feet, so to speak. A lot of people will do warm-up and then move into some strength training and then, of course, save their conditioning more towards the end of training. Periodically, it's nice to put that conditioning at the beginning and get some more focused contractions and high-effort stuff before we do resistance training as a way to add variation to the training program and the method. But also, I like it because maybe on like your third day of training in a row, you go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, and then it's Wednesday. You're kind of still a little tired. You're still dragging a bit from the sessions earlier in the week. And you're like, oh, kind of slow going, getting into the session. Throw in a hot start at the beginning and you will wake up and you'll be like, man, I feel better. And now I'm ready to get after my weight training. So it's kind of a way to kind of open up the blood flow to the brain, to the body, get you present and get more out of the session when you might otherwise drag a little bit and not get that full effect until late in the session. This hot start involved 3 movements. We did banded tricep pushdowns, right into some push-ups, and then into a ski. Now the Skierg is a machine that is starting to show up in more and more facilities. If you don't have access to this, then let me just explain what you get and the benefit of it. A Skierg is a cardiovascular tool. It's supposed to mimic Nordic skiing, basically like cross-country skiing when you're pushing with your poles. And it was a way that duathletes that do the cross-country skiing and shooting in the summer months when there's no snow could train that movement pattern. It's a lot of core flexion, a lot of triceps, a lot of lats. So shoulders get worked, core gets worked, and it's a great way to sort of mix up your conditioning from the traditional rowing machine or bike or treadmill. I love it as an upper body focused movement. And it paired really well because we're going to do upper body pushing. And when the tricep push downs combined with the push ups, combined with the ski, all kind of fatigued the same part of the body. So I like that. And these were intervals. So it's like triceps for 20 reps, push ups for 10 reps, and then ski for 30 seconds really hard. And then rest. We did that for 3 sets each. And everybody was, Tori and her mom just getting their first exposures to this machine, teaching them a couple lessons, showing them how to sort of optimize their technique. But the beauty of a machine like the Skierg, it's safe. If you're doing it without perfect form, you're not going to hurt yourself. And you will learn very quickly what optimal technique looks like if you're trying to push really hard. So these sprint sets that we're doing are a great teacher. It's like, get more power. Okay, this technique's not working. Let me figure out something else that works. And that's what we were learning today. Okay, next up, we were doing a strength balance superset. Now, strength balance to me is like focus on the quality of movement, the positions that you're in, the range of motion. Don't worry so much about maximizing your intensity. Pick weights that allow you to get deep ranges of motion on the chest press that we were doing, that allow you to get a really long range of motion on the face pull with your hands behind your head, or on the dumbbell pullover, allow you to really flex at the shoulder, open up and get that great overhead position to practice lengthening your lats, lengthening the triceps, and really getting mobility into the shoulder. So a strength balance superset like this, where we're moving between 3 exercises, where think about your effort being like a 7 out of 10, not like 10 out of 10. It's just going to allow you to really stretch, open up positions, and you get great hypertrophy benefits as well. So those movements that we did were the dumbbell incline press, the cable face pull. A cable face pull can also be done with a band if you don't have access to a cable machine, and then the dumbbell pullover. We did 3 rounds of each exercise at about that 7 out of 10 effort level, focusing on control on the way down of each exercise and getting maximal stretch in all of these positions and good contractions. Now we've gone through a warm-up to prep the shoulders, do a little crawling, do a little cardio. Then we did that hot start to really overload the triceps, get the shoulders warmed up, and wake up for the session. Then the superset happened. We got great strength training in. We got great mobility in. All of that happened in that superset format, which meant we packed a lot into a short amount of time. And now finally, we're going to move into our conditioning work for the day, which was going to involve farmer's carries. It's going to involve a cardio machine and a ring plank. We used the rowing machine to pair well with the movement, the upper body portions of the day. We had already done ski, so you get a little bit of pulling and rowing on the row machine. Farmer's carries, I encouraged everybody to challenge themselves with weight on this. Something that was going to be hard to hold on to for 40 seconds. I think I was using the 125-pound kettlebells, which fortunately we have here at the facility. If you don't have heavy enough kettlebells, grab the heaviest set of dumbbells. If you don't have that, then just grab the heaviest kettlebells or dumbbells that you have access to that you can hold on to for 40 seconds in a row without stopping. This is not about going fast or walking far. It's about holding it for 40 seconds. So every station, we were doing 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest, rotating through farmer carry into row, into ring plank, farmer carry, row, ring plank. And we did this for, I believe it was 5 total rounds or 5 sets of each. One thing I love about doing something like a plank during a conditioning piece is that your breathing rate is getting up from doing rows and farmer's carries. And then when you hold this plank, you have to hold a very strong isometric position with your core while you're breathing. You're trying to catch your breath. So heavy breathing while you're bracing your core. This is a skill that needs to get developed. It helps work on diaphragmatic breathing, helps you learn how to hold those positions while you're breathing in and out. This is very functional, very applicable to life. When you're actually doing things that require work and capacity in life, you need to learn how to brace and breathe all at the same time. So much focus gets brought to how do I properly breathe in an exercise when I'm training? Yeah, you can actually breathe in, hold your breath, do an exercise, breathe out, and then have this very focused breathing mechanics when you're in the gym. But then when you're outside of the gym and you're doing real life, I don't know anybody that goes to pick up a heavy bag of groceries and breathes in and braces and picks it up and you just breathe and move. And so breathing and moving or holding contractions and having to breathe in a conditioning format like this with a plank, I think is a great tool to just teach you some of those skills. After that EMOM, we were all done for the day. Everyone showed up, was able to get through this session, get a great stimulus without any problems or any issues. We worked through a couple technique points for Tori and for her mom, and Josh, Megan, and Shauna are all seasoned functional bodybuilding athletes, so they knew exactly how to adjust this session for them with the right weights, the right positions. We got a lot of different skill levels all in the same room. We were all able to do functional bodybuilding in this style, and that, for me, is what it's all about. Everybody can adapt this workout to their needs. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, and guess what? If you have questions for me, drop them in the comments below. It's as simple as that. I'd love to interact with you. If you saw something today that you've never done before, tell me what that was, and make sure you go check out Tori on her social media channels. She is an absolute gem of inspirational videos, fun, and amazing feats of jump roping prowess. We'll see you next time.
This is a big jump, Nate. It's a big jump. I'm doing it, Nate.
You're doing it.
I'm doing it. X, let's say right on top. Straddle again. X left on top. Yeah. So breaking it down. Yeah. So boom, 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 boom.